Okay, hi. I'm assuming you're here if you struggle with accepting that, you know, trauma might have occurred, or that your parents might have failed you in some ways, or just your caretakers, or anyone in your life that, was supposed to be there for you failed you in some way. And of course, the psyche's first response to trauma is denial. It's too threatening. It's too threatening. And it's entirely understandable. I think um, one of the biggest reasons why people really struggle with accepting that the parents might have failed them in some way is because it really puts into question what you believe about them. And a lot of people are really afraid of being ungrateful. But what we need, or being ungrateful, and also they're also really afraid of um, this thinking that their parents are bad people because they know them to be not. And I think what's missing here is the holding two truths at once. Trauma induces black and white thinking, we all know that. So, if one of the bigger reasons that people will, you know, resist accepting that the parents or caretakers might have failed them in quite fundamental ways that is now causing a lot of distress in their lives and a lot of problems is because they believe that admitting that means that their parents or caretakers were bad people or did not love them. But that's just simply not true, you know, because capacity and love are entirely separate things. I am, I'm really going to emphasize how your parents do love you. Your parents are good people. However, their capacity might still have been quite limited towards you. And those two truths can coexist. You can grieve the fact that your parents or caretakers were not there for you in the ways that you deserved and needed them to be, in the ways that it's manifesting in your life in egregious ways, and the same time accept and be grateful for what they did and how much they did, and see honestly that they tried their best, and hold that love and accept that love. When you finally understand and hold these two truths at once, there's peace, because you're not fighting yourself anymore. You're not making them the villain, that oh, they were the worst people ever and blah blah blah, and dismissing that they did love you in some ways, dismissing what all they did try. That's complete minimization of the positive attachment that you might hold for them and the positives that they would have given you. That is flawed as well, and half of the story, and it's avoidance again, and it's not rooted in truth. It will create issues in your life. The other extreme is absolute denial of your parents' shortcomings, where you just think something's wrong with you. They, no, they were completely fine. They were perfect. How dare I think anything's up? I am the ungrateful one. And then again, that's again denying half of the truth. You will be having issues all the time. You will not heal. So the way to accept this is to change these beliefs, to become okay with these truths, to develop the ability to see beyond black and white. About another theme around this people resist is because they feel that if they think that, then they're ungrateful. That's just not the case. That really doesn't have to be the case at all. Because you can understand that, again, it's about nuance, it's about holding the grace. You can understand that whatever they did, and you can be feeling grateful for that, but you can also acknowledge the part of you that's like undernourished and under resourced. You can give expression to the part of you that's been angry at them, the part of you that's sad that that part didn't receive what it needed, you know and at the same time, the other part of you can be really happy and grateful for where it was met, for where it was loved in the way that it needed to be. So the idea is to acknowledge all these seemingly opposing truths, seemingly contradictory truths. However, they're not contradictory at all, they're quite complementary, and they are part of a holistic whole. The whole is your psyche. It has a lot of parts. And similarly with your parents, some parts of them and some interactions with them have been life affirming for you. That's why you're here. And some parts of them would have been life denying, where that's where the life force got chalked up in, and then now you're experiencing trauma. And so it's about making space for these parts in you, parts in them, and parts in reality. It's learning to acknowledge all of these parts and sitting with them and holding space for all of them. And when that happens, it comes to an integrated whole. But I really, really, really do understand that if you're scared and if you're in denial, there's no need to rush to it. But please understand that accepting the truth will set you free. It'll set you free for sure, and you'll actually experience more love towards your parents when you're so actually connected to life and the truth of life. You're actually, not in denial, you're not in avoidance to parts of yourself. It's not that, when you connect to yourself this deeply, of course, you access the parts of yourself that feel anger or hurt towards how your caretakers might have let you down, but you also access the parts of you that feel a lot of love and admiration. And currently, all of that would have been choked up if you're in this polarized black and white thinking. So you need to get in a state of calm, because anxiety will, polarize this more. So get into the state of calm and ask yourself, what truths am I avoiding? Is there more to this situation? What would it mean if my caretakers failed me in some ways? What is the belief that comes up that's creating the resistance and accepting what's up? So get curious about where the resistance to truth comes from. There's a very, very wise reason for it. Your psyche is trying to protect you. So, like, it's trying to, with parents especially, we really form our security. Your security of what it means to be you depends on your parents, because it's relational. So of course, when a very fundamental truth emerges that they might have failed me in some way, the psyche revolts. So it's about creating safety for truths to come up, and that cannot be rushed. And that has to be, the space has to be made for a sensitive emergence to occur, a safe space. And brute forcing it in one way or another, completely dismissing that they were the best, or just, completely villainizing that they were the worst, are again the stories of trauma and hurt. It's again black and white thinking. So yeah, just really get curious about these truths, the parts that emerge in you, and just this gentle curiosity is what will help you. It will tell you why you resist the truth, and what can you do for it to emerge more safely. Bye.